Today's number is 1. Today I got 2 notifications. The first one was from a dear friend and one of the biggest creators on the bulk side of this hobby. He broke down our business model on his channel and called it one of the smartest ways to think about bulk. That's how I'm going to remember it, at least. The second one was for someone calling me a scalper for the exact same business. One day, one business, one decision, 2 completely opposite opinions. And honestly, I'm glad they both happened today because they taught me the exact same lesson. Real quick, if you're new here, we don't just sell Pokemon, we keep collectors in the hobby. I'm Ryan, and I plan to build $1 million Pokemon business while climbing out of nearly $1 million in debt. Every week, I show you the real numbers, the real deals, and whether the strategies I'm actually using work. If that's your kind of content, subscribe. Today, I want to show you why both notifications were useful, because if you're building something different, eventually you'll get praised and criticized for the same exact thing. Let's talk about what Phantom did. Phantom broke it down pretty well. He used our analogy that the reverse hollows and EXs, these are the fries of the world, right? In the bulk game, especially on eBay, these are the fries, right? You want to be dealing in kind of that $5 to $50 range. That's the burger. People come from the burger, but you want to have on your shop the fries. And we've talked about this in the past, that if you had a wide enough inventory, if you're there to grab the burger, just something that you really have been wanting, a $50 Mimikyu card, right? But you also happen to see that I have all this fries, right? I have the stuff that you've been looking for these other master sets. You're going to shop all at once, and that's where you gain your margin. That's the key, right? And so he was talking a little bit about that because he's using this as a way to analogize for himself the fact that he doesn't always want to do bulk. He wants a piece of the bulk game, but not only bulk forever. Now, this is where TJ Pokepaster, he talks about how his inventory has really shifted, right? He's gotten from, 50,000 cards down to like 2,000 cards. And yes, he's using Sword Swift and all these other technologies, but his inventory has slimmed down significantly because he's focusing on that kind of like $50 to $5,000 range. And that's a different ball game, guys. When you're focusing on that kind of $50 to $5,000 range, you're no longer selling burgers and fries, right? I know I'm not paying $50 for a burger, but I'm going to expect a filet or a ribeye or Wagyu, right? Now, you still might want some fries. You might, right? Because everyone loves fries. But when you're in the higher end stuff, you're not coming there for the fries necessarily. But when you're going for a burger, you're almost always getting fries. And that's what Phantom was breaking down, right? He's a friend, very grateful for the shout out, but also I like the running joke being kept alive. For the sake of our friendship, I'm going to keep the joke running alive that whatever he actually said, it was the smartest way to think about bulk, and that's my version. I'm sticking to it. The point of this is you don't normally just walk into a burger place just asking for fries. You might. That's a little insane, but you might. Small margin on the burger, but you get massive margins on the fries, right? And you just do that over and over and over again. And that's exactly how the business model of a restaurant works. Now, this is why I've become obsessed with bulk, not because it's exciting, but because it compounds. Hearing someone I respect explain my business back to me better than I explain it, that just hit differently. And honestly, I respect the hell out of Phantom and what he's been building, and I also respect the fact that he didn't have to make a shout out like that. I'm only a small creator in this space, but I'm grateful to him and for his friendship. And on the same day that this happened, someone else saw a short that I made, and they called me a scalper. Same day, same business, completely different conclusions about me. Now, nobody needs to chase down the guy who called me scalper. He's only helping the algorithm. But here's the truth. I buy cards that nobody wants at rates posted in public. That's the whole crime, apparently. Now, here's the actual insights I want to provide. They weren't watching the same movie, right? One person saw the system, the other saw a transaction. Both were looking at me. Only one was looking at the business. What I've learned is experts usually critique your process. Spectators critique your outcome. The process is useful. The outcome is allowed. I only have time for one of them, and the same discipline applies to praise. Don't get high on your own supply. My scoreboard is still 3 things. Did people get paid fairly? Is the community growing? And do the numbers work? Phantom shoutout, while nice, isn't on it, and neither is the comment that I'm going to ignore. For the most part, it's just something that you deal with. Today I got called smart, today I got called a scalper. Tomorrow, I'll still be buying. Because businesses aren't built in the comments, they're built by showing up again tomorrow. If you've watched this far, comment 1 below and tell me about the time you got praised and criticized for the exact same thing. Subscribe if you want to watch this thing grow. Every deal, every mistake, every dollar, I'll show you all of it. As always, be good or be good at it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.